Hey everybody, what the hell? All right, give me a second here. I don't know if you can hear me. All right, are we finally back in action? I know Hearst, I'm a damn boomer. I know. Hearst is, yeah. Yeah, I knew it was coming. It's a damn software, dude. I can't do anything about that shit. The shit just goes haywire. I fixed it. A boomer couldn't have fixed that shit. A boomer would have boomed out, started crying and shit, and logged out. I went ahead. I powered through it, and I made it. All right. Hey everybody, I'm Jesse, and welcome to another edition of Gen X Thinks. And today is what? Giveaway Sunday, we're going to start calling it, because I'm doing a giveaway today. We're giving away a mug. Gen X Thinks mug. And I pinned right there in the comments, I pinned the link to genxthinks.com. That's where the rules are. That's all I've had time to mess around and do on that website, is put the rules up there. But they're there, and the link is also in the description of this video. So at the end of the show, we're going to do a little trivia question. The first one to answer it wins a mug. Now, you got to be 18 and stuff, and what else? There a bunch of damn rules that YouTube makes you go through. But the gist of it is, it's the first one to answer on my screen, because latency and stuff, sometimes the order will be different on your screen. I can't help that shit. So the first one to pop in on my screen. And if you've won already, you can't win again. That's basically it. And oh yeah, if you don't want to give me your information, I'm just going to send you a cup, dude. But if you're weird about that, you don't want to send some stranger your information, then don't answer the damn question. Yeah. And also, you have to email me your information from the email that your account is. You know what I'm saying? So it needs to say Ads Factor or DVS or Christopher. It can't, be from some random other address that I don't know if that's you or not. So, all right. Mr. Hurst, Wenjo, Arnis, OG, Too Dead, DVS, Ads Factor. Who else is here? RR's here. Bucky's here. What's up, Bucky? You rapscallion. It ain't bent. My computer ain't bent, y'all. What's up? Yeah, Christopher, where you been, dude? We were talking about you. Where's our resident Swede? Where's Christopher? Sleepy Daisy, what's up, Sleepy Daisy? Who else? Raziel, there he is. What's up? What's up, Ross? Felix is here. All right. So glad to see y'all here. So I was Metal Gear. What's up, Metal Gear? My beard looks cool. Well, thank you, Christopher. I appreciate that, man. So, oh, like Burt Reynolds? Yeah, Burt was the shit back in the day. I used to love those movies. Smokey and the Bandit, Cannonball Run, uh, Gator. I think that was the name of that movie, right? Where he was Gator McCluskey or something. Dak started off early. Thank you, Dak. I appreciate it. Squirrel Lords Gaming. Ah, that's a hell of a handle there. Squirrel Lords Gaming. you were shooting all over creation. Yeah, that's an awesome quote from that movie, Bucky. Thank you though, Dak. I appreciate it, man. I hope Squirrel Lord appreciates it too. It'd be cool if Squirrel Lord popped up and started hanging out with us. Oh man, where you been, old man? Did you go to Sweden? Where you been hanging out with? You been hanging out with Christopher over there? Huh? Drinking mead from a horn or something? It's hard to drink a gallon of wine every day. Holy shit, that's Christopher's workout. A gallon of wine every day. Yeah. Oh, okay, Dak. You're not going to be able to hang around today? All right. Well, we miss you, buddy, but thank you. I appreciate it, man. Thank you so much. All right. So, um, yeah, just at the end of the show, last 5 minutes of the show or something, we'll have a little, trivia question. Wirehead, photo mat refund. Thank you, Wirehead. I appreciate it, buddy. Thank you so much, man. And what was I saying? Oh yeah, we've already had two. Wirehead was our first winner, and then Josh Sees, and Josh Sees posted a selfie on Discord of him wearing his shirt. Yeah, that was awesome to see. All right, Dak. Thanks again, buddy, and thank you again, Wirehead. I appreciate it, man. Wire dropping booms. Fire in the hole. So, yeah, uh, not much has been going on with me lately. I'm thinking about, I'm saving up and thinking about getting some kind of little GoPro. Not a GoPro, they're too damn expensive, but maybe something like that. And maybe adding something like that in there into our live stream. I don't know when the hell I'm going to find the time, but there he is. Wearing the t-shirt right now, Dak. Oh, date night with the wife. All right, Dak. That's awesome, dude. That's awesome. Y'all have a great time, Dak. Yeah, y'all have a wonderful time. Thank you, Dak. I appreciate it. Roxanne, what's up, Roxanne? Glad to see you here. Wirehead. Because Ross told you to. All right. Thank you, Wirehead. Thank you so much, buddy. Yeah, thank you, Wirehead. Y'all support just means the world to me, so thank you. I can't say that enough. But yeah, I don't know what I'll do with the kind of live streaming with a GoPro thing. Um, Maybe I'll show y'all how I bake my bread, how quick and easy it is, little things like that, you know. Um, but I don't show you where I work and shit like that. I don't know. We'll see. We'll just see how it goes. It's an American boom, spiced up. Yeah, Roxanne plans on joining us. Let's see, not this Monday. Tomorrow is going to be Too Dead. But speaking of Too Dead, all this damn peer pressure. Thank you, Too Dead. But tomorrow's going to be Two Dead is going to be on with me. And then the following Monday, Roxanne's going to be on with me. So that'll be an enjoyable little diversion, a little change up, you know. We always love to have Laic and Arnis on, but I would figure we'll try to get some more people on, have some more great conversations with some more of you. Video the gators eating mushrooms. Yeah, yeah, OG, yeah. I'd probably get arrested if I went and tried to feed them some mushrooms. Click, click, boom, old man, yeah. Take it, go fishing or out drinking. Yeah, all right, OG. Yeah, I might just do that. Yep. Yeah, I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I've had great conversations with them here, both of them in the comments and stuff, Roxanne and Two Dead. So it's going to be neat. Your beard is turning white, Christopher. You're still at the teenager stage. Hope y'all. Well, we're gonna like you no matter what. You should know us better than that, Roxanne. You can't say anything that's gonna offend or shock us. You know. Well, maybe if you turn out to be an axe murderer or something, that might surprise some people. It'd be a waste of good shrooms, yeah, Wirehead. Some fresh faces. Arnis is tired of looking at my HDD ridden mug. Huh, Arnis? Get some better looking people on here like Two Dead and Roxanne. Yeah, yeah, it is funny, huh, Wenjo? Yeah. Some more Florida man antics. Yeah, I need to take the time and research some more Florida man stuff. Those are pretty good videos. Pretty good. That's a pretty good topic. I just told, I just said it on a live stream earlier. I just read one, a Florida woman, not a Florida man, but a Florida woman got arrested and they found I don't know how much cocaine up her ass, and she claimed it wasn't hers. Somebody else put it there. I don't know if it was real or not. Nowadays you can't tell. That's why I go to the older ones, the older Florida man uh, headlines, because they were real back then. You know, it had a better chance of being real. All this shit now, people just post crazy shit for clicks. Mike Fleisner, what's up? My boy Mike, glad to see you here, buddy. Oh, yeah. Yeah, Gen X Jack, there have been some Florida women too. Yeah. Yeah, you're right about that. Robbing a Wendy's with an alligator is hard to top. Pure Florida man energy, no drugs in his system. Yeah. Yeah. That dude that ate his buddy's face under the overpass. Yeah, that was pretty intense though. I remember that. I thought the apocalypse was here for sure. Use that GoPro to react chucking the gator through a Wendy's window. That would be cool, Roz. You don't think it's a good idea for you to try shrooms? You're too unstable? Shannon, hey Shannon, how's it going? Glad to see you here. Never try shrooms, just do them. I never try shrooms, just do them, huh? Roz? Yeah, I talk a lot of shit about that stuff about, doing a lot of shrooms and everything. but but in reality, people should, if people are doing it in some place that's legal to do them and doing the microdose, and that's awesome. Microdose for mental health purposes and stuff. Yeah, that's awesome. Um, maybe you shouldn't eat the whole bag at once. That's probably not the smartest thing to do. But I do believe that natural remedies exist for most of our maladies, if not all. You know. My eldest daughter and her boyfriend have been doing them, but not enough to see melting walls and faces. They get them online. Oh, no shit. Okay. Coming of the apocalypse has confounded many for centuries. Yeah, and at the turn of every century, they have the whole doomsday thing. At the turn of every single century, everybody thinks the end is nigh. She should have been forced to be a mule for a drug runner. She could have been forced to be a mule for a drug runner. Yeah, maybe. Yeah. My dad got tired of Sweden and become a Florida man. He loves it. Yeah, I would have traded places with him if he would have asked. Hearst, yeah, that's White Zombie, dude. I never try anything. I just do it. Want to try me? That's that chick. I don't know what. That's probably a quote from a movie or something that he got. But yeah, I remember that from. I forget. Is that Thunder Kiss 65 Hearst? Off of that song? You kids get off of my lawn. What's up, Jeff 7? Glad to see you here, buddy. Now you're hungry. Talking about gators, huh? I would like to see if you get out of a ticket by thrusting an alligator at a cop. Credence Gold, what's up? Glad to see you, Credence. Over there on Rumble. Credence is over there on Rumble. Glad to see you there, Credence. Glad you could make it. I'm a yes, please, druggie. You got it? Yes, please. Supposed to be dead twice by the age of 5, but here I am celebrating my 70th birthday. What the hell? Yeah, Jeff, I hear you, man. It's crazy, dude. Yeah, oh, I was recommended by a friend. All right, Credence. All right. Well, we're glad to have you, Credence. Glad to have you. Welcome to the conversation. Lakeland, Florida. Never seen Melting Wall, Snizzle Slayer. Lizaire. I'm going to call you Sniz. Sniz. You never seen Melting Walls? I never saw Melting Walls. I saw a golden tiger made out of light. In my experience, acid made things happen to stuff that was there, but never created anything, right? I never saw anything that wasn't there on acid. But when and I've only done each of them a couple times. It's not like, I don't have vast tons of experience. And it was back in the 90s when I did it. So, but shrooms actually invented shit that wasn't there. It didn't exist, and now it exists. That was the difference I saw in them. You're about to be a 55-year-old Gen Xer? You're a Canadian trucker, Credence? That's awesome, dude. Another Canadian. That's awesome. Yeah, we got a couple Canadians with us on YouTube. Yeah, I just turned 55, Credence, on May 24th. So you were born in 71 too? Light Day. The twins. What's up, Light Day? How's it going? Your dad's 70? Christopher? You see melting mountains, Arnis. Arnis makes mountains melt. Azeroth, Shoggoths, and colors out of space when you do that shit. August 30th, 71? Okay, Credence, yeah. LSD, all right. All right, Sniz, yeah. I preferred the old mushrooms myself, but like I said, I've never done enough of it to really get a good judgment. Dog Karma. What's up, Dog Karma? Took a drive down the river with a 6-foot-tall brown trout once. A 6-foot-tall brown trout. That's a hell of a trout. Wirehead says, Credence, a Canuck here too. You got a fellow Canuck over here, Credence. Wirehead. Yeah, you're from Sweden and you don't know shit. Collect seed, dry, grind, and make tea. I hear old hippie trip morning glory vines. Tomcat. It takes at least eating a quarter of shrooms for me to see melting walls. All right. See, I don't even know. I don't even know what, like a quarter, I don't know what that is. I don't know how much that is. I don't even know. I guess it's a quarter of an ounce, but I don't know how much, what a quarter of an ounce looks like. The only time I ever had them, they were picked right out of the field, right? And just put in a baggie. We didn't weigh them or anything. We just had them. Weed and hash, and it made you crazy. So now it's only beer and the hard stuff. All right, Credence. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of weed either. I don't mess with weed very often. I'll try it once in a while. Again, just to see, I got to make sure. But yeah, every, I don't know, 5 to 10 years, I'll have to make sure that it still affects me the same way, and I'll try it again. Tripped on a frozen lake and experienced giantism, like I was looking down on the trees. I think it was the ice reflection, but felt interesting. Experienced giantism. I've never met anyone afflicted with giantism before, OG. Never. Yeah, that shit's crazy, dude. Shout out to OOG for eating the first magic mushroom, oog, 12,000 years ago. Yeah, dude. Somebody had to do it, right? There had to be a first. Sky is back to normal today, Shannon. Well, that's awesome. One thing I've heard people say the thing about, they're spraying shit in the sky. They're using the smoke as a cover to seed clouds and shit. Have you all heard that? I think a couple people might have suggested it here in our conversation. But then I saw somewhere, I don't know if somebody shared it on Discord or what, but basically they said, we've got our planes dumping, anti-fire retardant agents on these huge fires we have up here in Canada, and people are accusing us of cloud seeding. Like, oh yeah, that makes sense. Why the hell are people, maybe that's all it is. Maybe it's just them fighting their fires. They're not, they're not cloud seeding. Maybe. Maybe they are. I don't know. But it's possible. It's so confusing now. That's one of my clearest memories as a child. The huge salmon dead along the Yakima. Oh, yeah. Yeah, after they spawn, they die. Yep. Too dead. Did mushrooms once. Watched the whole movie on mute with no subtitles and knew exactly what was going on. Waited for my wife to wake up and rewatched it normally. Great experience. A quarter is 7 grams. Of course, Roz would know, right? Wirehead too. Bam, bam. 7 grams. Why? Oh, 7 grams equals a quarter ounce. Okay. I was about to say, why the hell is it 7 grams? How is that a quarter of anything? It equals a quarter of an ounce, so that makes sense. When I start mixing the white wine and the blood orange juice, I get drunk too fast, and that's a waste of money. But at least I never get a hangover. It's the Finnish genes, I guess. The brownie wouldn't tell me the secret fly that could catch all fish. He started the conversation and didn't give you the knowledge you were looking for. You sound southern. Whereabouts are you in the States? I'm in Central Florida, Credence. Central Florida. Yeah. So yeah, I guess I'm part southern. I grew up all over the damn place, really, but mostly here in Florida, and I've spent almost my entire adult life here in Florida. Was on 10 hits of acid, had a hardcore show the day Princess Diana died. That was weird. No shit. Yeah. Gen X gathering going to be cloudy. Muskogee, what's up? Reefer Madness. Saw Trump get shot live for the first time. On 9/11, you were installing windows in Birmingham, Michigan. Completely possible. Never put anything past the government will do. Yeah, artiste. Neither do I. I don't. I don't know. You know, I wouldn't put it past them to use those, you know, firefighting planes as a cover to seed clouds or whatever, you know. Experienced a trip once where I was dancing at an Indian powwow. It was so real. Felt like the heat from the fire. I felt the heat from the fire and the dirt on my bare feet. No shit, Dog Karma. Yeah, that's pretty damn interesting. Just get transported to an Indian powwow. That'd be awesome. 8-ball. 1/8 of an ounce. 3.5 grams. Okay. So 1/8 of an ounce is called the 8-ball. See, I never did get into the whole drug scene real hard. I just, you know, tried it whenever somebody'd offer me some. I'd say, sure. Nose candy made me feel like Superman. Yeah, the couple times I did it, yeah, that shit was awesome. Yeah. If you offered me some, I wouldn't turn it down, I'll tell you that. I'm not going to go looking for it trying to buy it. But if, who said that again? Trying to find out who said that. Nose candy, Gen X Tomcat. Yeah, if you offered me some, Tomcat, I wouldn't turn it down. Why would humans not play God with the weather? It only makes sense that they would poison us from above. Yeah, it only makes sense. They have to, right, Bucky? They gotta. You know, from their point, we gotta poison those sorry peasants. Do we have a choice? You know, we can do it, so let's do it. You're old when you hurt your arm and you don't know how. Yeah. You know, when you wake up from a nap and you've injured yourself somehow while you were napping, you know, what the hell did I do? Yeah. Yeah, that sucks. Depends on how many times Coke has been stomped. Oh, stomped is like when they mix shit in with it or something, right? Like they cut it with something like baking soda or some shit. I like the Rick James skit. Cocaine is a hell of a drug. Yeah, Christopher, I do too. That's when he said he was, he dug his muddy boots in Eddie Murphy's couch. You can trip from smoking shroom spores. I've never heard that shit before. That'd be awesome. So glad that I broke 4 ribs a few months ago and didn't even go to the doctor till 5 days later. Yeah, Charlie Murphy. Christopher, yeah. What is the purpose of seeding clouds? The burning forest smoke seems like cloud seeding enough. From what I understand, those morons are trying to reflect more sunlight. So they're putting all these particles into the atmosphere. Not necessarily in the clouds, but in the upper atmosphere to make our upper atmosphere more dense, to reflect more sunlight and cool off the planet. From what I understand. That's what I've gathered. Disaster Piece Theater, what's up, Disaster Piece? The bridge generation is done being the silent middle child. Reality doesn't negotiate. Keep swinging for the fences. All right. Yeah, thank you, Disaster Peace. Yeah, we gotta, we have to cling on to reality. All this bullshit, I mean, they're shoving down our throats. We gotta cling on to reality, right? At least try. Turning 55, never trust a fart. Never waste a hard on, Jack Nicholson. Yeah, Credence. Oh, shit. That's hilarious. Felix, yes, we used to top bowls with the spores at the bottom of the keg, at the bottom of the bag. It doesn't last long, but instantly visuals. No shit. Term is now biogeoengineering course, Ivy League College, Shannon. Sniz, I was just in another chat room and people were saying we should nuke Iran. I explained that if we did that, then Russia would nuke Ukraine. They did not seem to care. Those are what you call NPCs, Sniz. Those are called NPCs. If you hear something from someone else, secondhand information, and it makes you want to drop a bomb on another country, on an entire society of innocent people that have never done you any harm, the odds are you're an NPC, right? Our founding fathers weren't into that shit. Our founding fathers weren't into preemptively attacking other countries because they might be a threat one day. George Washington didn't endorse that shit. I almost guarantee you. I'd bet my left ass cheek on it. It doesn't say anywhere in the Constitution that we should go out and just obliterate any country that might be a threat to us. So I believe in freedom. I believe in the Constitution of the United States of America. I believe in patriotism, and none of those things contain dropping nuclear bombs on people who have never harmed you. If Iran pulls some shit on another country, that other country should go in and kick Iran into the Stone Age. Or if Iran actually did something to America, America should obliterate them into the Stone Age. And we could have done that in 2 or 3 weeks, leveled it. But we're not. We're over there pitter-pattering around with them, playing badminton with missiles and stuff, just over there for months and months, launching billions of dollars of missiles and enriching the military-industrial complex. And maybe that's okay. Maybe I'm wrong for not being an NPC. I don't know. But I can't get my head around that shit. Ukraine is radioactive Chernobyl. Yeah, speaking of Ukraine, they just signed a big deal, everyone, with all of Europe to build drones. So they're ramping up their drone manufacturing to service and supply drones to the rest of the world, at least to the Western civilization, right? Does it seem odd to anyone else that they can provide drones to the world while being in the middle of a war? Does it seem weird to anyone else that those wouldn't be the number one targets of Russian missiles and artillery and stuff? Is the drone manufacturing plants in the Ukraine? Why aren't these things being leveled by the Russians? How can Ukraine take time to build and ship drones to the rest of the world when they're in the middle of a war? I don't even see how they could even entertain the idea of signing a contract with somebody else while they're fighting a war. Man, get the hell out of here. I'm fighting a war with Russia. You don't see this? Get the hell. What are you doing, dude? I don't have time for this bullshit. But no, they're signing deals, cutting deals with, wheeling and dealing, profits and stocks and mergers and, all this shit in the middle of a war. Millions of their people dying. but they're making massive profits. Massive profits. Yeah, just raking it in, making them drones, selling them to everybody else. That's awesome. I'm so glad for those big companies, whether they're Ukrainian or American or whoever else. It's probably BlackRock and Vanguard, right, that own them. But anyway, I'm glad they can get their profits. They deserve them in those boardrooms and stuff, and working so hard, while those kids go out and die on a battlefield, so they can crank out some more drones and increase profits by another 15-20% this year. That's just amazing. Good humanitarian work. If nukes ever do fall, I hope one lands right in my front yard. I don't want to deal with radiation poisoning and shit. I was built for radiation poisoning. Yeah, I say bring it on. Unless one hits me dead in the chest. Yeah, I want to survive that shit. Ukraine is the West's laundering machine and everybody gets a cut. You damn right, Credence. Yeah. Except us. Me and you don't get a cut, Credence. Right? Us peasants don't get a cut. But, all the bigwigs do. All the billionaires, they get a cut. All the big government officials, prime ministers, presidents, kings, shit like that, they get a cut. But not us. We don't get a cut. We get to die, right? Bleed and die for their profits. Western Europe desperately trying to get Russians to attack a NATO country so they can officially declare full war and lock down their populations. Oh yeah, that'd be awesome for them, for their leaders. Gen X Jack, how many drone factories are in Ukraine? Well over 100. Baron Trump invests in them. But it seems like that's the only thing that Russia can't bomb. They're just, when it comes to bombing, their drone factories, Russia gets all cockeyed and shit. They just can't seem to hit them. So they just keep cranking out them drones. And now they're up to the point where they've built more factories. They built enough factories to start producing them and exporting them in the middle of a war. That's crazy. The only reason we were able to do that, America, the United States, during World War II, is because we were on the other side of an ocean. Germany couldn't get to us to destroy our industry, our factories and shit. If they could have, they would have. They did that to England and France and Poland and everywhere. They destroyed everybody else's factories and stuff. Nobody could make shit. Right? Because Germany destroyed all of it. And somehow, an ignorant-ass handyman in Central Florida can deduce that probably the best target in Ukraine is their drone factories, but the Kremlin can't figure out what to bomb in Ukraine. The Kremlin. So it doesn't make sense. It doesn't add up. Of course, they're not that stupid. They want us to. They're hoping we're that stupid, so we buy that dumb shit. And my boy is in the Canadian Army and did 2 tours in Latvia for NATO. He didn't get a cut. Yeah, Credence. Hell no. None of us will get a cut. Unless it's a couple ounces of lead, they'll give that to us. Washington was the president of the government that came to this country and took it away from the Native Americans. Yeah. Yup. But no, we already took it away from the Native Americans before Washington ever became president. We already here. England took it from them in the beginning. And then we just declared independence from England. So it was England colonization that did it. But all the people were English. I mean, it's all, it's not trying to split hairs or anything. But America didn't take land from the Native Americans in the beginning. Now we did later in the West when we pushed out west. Yeah. Yeah, then it was the American government that was slaughtering them in horrifying ways. Yeah. Well, they have been having experience in building and developing drones. Yeah. Yeah, sure. Yeah, I'm sure they do. Uh, but yeah, in the middle of a war, they can't. I mean, if I was Putin, I'd be bombing drone factories. But I guess Putin just can't figure that shit out. He's too dumb, I guess. Russia is losing, I actually think. Where could I read about Ukraine doing the drones, Jesse? Oh shit! You just have to Google it or DuckDuckGo it. Don't Google it. That's some stupid shit that comes out of my mouth. Do not Google it. DuckDuckGo it. If you want to save Western civilization, use DuckDuckGo or some other thing other than Google. But yeah, you just have to look at it. I just ran across the article, and it was, I think it was one of the newspapers that was writing that was doing the article on it. And the story was about how Ukraine, it was a business article, how Ukraine had just signed a big deal to manufacture drones for everybody else in Europe. And it just struck me, how the hell are they producing drones for other countries when they're defending themselves in a war? Why the hell why is Russia so weak now? They can't even take Ukraine? Ukraine. I thought Russia was a big powerhouse that even America needed to be afraid of. They can't take Ukraine, then America has nothing to worry about. The United States has nothing. Russia is nothing to fear. Yeah. If Russia cannot take Ukraine, then fearing Russia attacking America is like fearing Alaska attacking America or Puerto Rico, right, invading America, some shit like that. But it's just dumb. Russia, if they can't take Ukraine, it's been 4 years. They should have taken Ukraine in 4 weeks. But they're in a prolonged war with Ukraine. It doesn't make sense. It just doesn't make sense. Ukraine should have been a speed bump. If Russia was this big boogeyman that we've been told our whole lives, Ukraine should have been a speed bump. Russia should have just taken that shit overnight. Had Ukraine FedEx to them. You know what I mean? Just ordered that shit from Uber Eats or something. Yeah, give me Ukraine. I'll take it. That's the Russia I thought existed my whole life until they got into a fight with Ukraine. Now they can't even fight against Ukraine. They're just a bunch of nitwits over there, I guess. They're making the Earth look like a computer motherboard. Yeah. T-Baby, what's up, T-Baby? Glad to see you here. Just a little Devil's Advocate, but I love Devil's Advocate DVS. I love that shit, dude. And sincerely, not even joking, dude. But going back to Washington, the Native Americans didn't lose all yet, and they were still losing under Washington being president, so therefore Washington is. Yeah, once he became president, I don't know. I honestly don't know how much they advanced the borders of the United States after he became president. So I'm not real sure, to be honest, dude. I know, that basically the East Coast, the entire East Coast was English and Spanish at the time, right? I think Florida was Spanish and all the northern was English and French and stuff. So when America became a country, I don't know how much they actually pushed west and took from the Native Americans as soon as, after 1776. I'm sure they did some, but I'm not real sure. But as you can see, I'm partial to George Washington, and I'll jump to his defense as soon as anybody says anything that even sounds like it might be derogatory toward George Washington. Because you have, what is it? DVS has WDS, Washington Derangement Syndrome, right? That's what I should accuse him of having, Washington Derangement Syndrome. But did y'all see how I jumped to defend George Washington? And it's just a knee-jerk reaction because I didn't take time to think about it, and I didn't know. I just jumped in to defend George Washington, and he might have been a war criminal for all we know. I don't know. So yeah, no, I got you, DVS. Yeah, you're absolutely right, though, buddy. When Joe, oh, I agree, large-scale blood sacrifice sounds crazy, but the stuff is real. Russia is taking Ukraine. Their goal is not territory. It's attrition war with 2 million Ukrainians, KIA. Well, if that's their goal, just killing Ukrainians, then okay. I can't argue with that. I didn't know that was their goal. I thought they wanted to take Ukraine, the land. And denazification of Ukraine and low casualties in the Russian army. All right. You can ship drone parts to an address anywhere and start a drone factory. If 1,000 basements crank out 2 drones a day, it adds up quick. Yeah, but to supply drones to European countries for defense contract type shit, you have to have quality control and stuff. You can't be building that shit in basements. They can't be falling apart and stuff, you know. It's got to be legit factory assembled, tested bullshit, you know. I would think that would just common sense would tell me that they wouldn't be shipping literally millions of these things out to all the countries of Western civilization on such a large scale, building them in basements while fighting a war. I mean, yeah, they could cobble shit together and fight their war themselves, okay, you know, and fight their war the best they could, you know, like Sarah Connor and the Terminator and shit, and John Connor fighting the machine. I could see that, but to be able to manufacture millions of them a year to export, I think we're on a different playing field then. Big Country, what's up, Big Country? How's it going, buddy? I hope you're feeling good today, Big Country. He's making lots of money while our bank accounts are being drained, unlike the ever-expanding swamp. Yeah. Islam is involved in 90% of all major conflicts across the globe. Must be coincidence. Nope. And I'm that whole thing. I'm very, very clear, I think, on my stance there, as far as that goes. Well, if you go to war, you destroy your enemy. You don't just go over there and piss them off and allow them to be in 90% of the wars for the next 30, 50, 100 years. They can't, because they're gone. Or they're in the Stone Age. They're rubbing sticks together to cook their food. That's how you win wars. You don't win wars going over there and blockading straits and patty caking with missiles and declaring ceasefires and then back on fires and then ceasefires again and signing trade agreements and pacts and all this shit. No, you go over there and you kick ass until all of the ass is kicked. And only after that, when all the ass is kicked, all of it, then you kick ass for another couple weeks just to make sure that no ass is getting up before you leave. And then you go home. You don't just keep pumping billions and billions of your people's dollars and lives into these endless wars and then keep blaming the enemy on it. Oh, it's the enemy's fault. Oh, it's the enemy. Why didn't you kill the enemy? oh, well, ooh, yeah, you know, well, that's, trans. Trans. It was the Democrats. It was the rainbow flags that did it. It was the rhinos. You know, Gulf of America. Gulf of America. And that's not just Trump. That's Obama. That's Biden. That's Bush Jr. That's Clinton. That's Bush Sr. That's all of them. They've been doing it since in 91 I joined the army to go fight in the desert. And they've been doing it ever since. So we have to be able to open our eyes and say, this is ridiculous. It's been 30, almost 40 years now. It's getting kind of old. A little bit old. Tired of pumping my money over there. Tired of having my taxes raised and all this stuff because somebody else is in 90% of the conflicts. Why are they in 90% of the conflicts? That's what I would say. Why are they there? Why do they exist to be in 90% of the conflicts? If we've been at war with them, you know, we should have won the war is all I'm saying. Two doggies, what's up, two doggies? Win war. Don't make it a 20-year mess. Yeah, two doggies, exactly, dude. Just, if you're going to go, I'm not saying go. Never go to war unless it's the only option. That's the only option you got. And then, because when it's the only option you got, it's rich man sending the poor man out to die now. It's not George Washington out there leading troops as a general. It's Trump sending young men, not his kids. Barron isn't going over there to fight in Iran. I guarantee you that. Not his kids. Your kids and my kids. He's sending over there to die. All right? And to fight. But he's not over there acting and leading or anything. He's doing his thing over here, playing golf and watching his MMA tournament or whatever on the whatever, you know, doing all that shit he does and getting mad about the reflecting pool, the moss in the reflecting pool and stuff. But yeah, if you absolutely must, if you're down to your last straw, there was no option left on the table, you must go to war, then you go to win. You go to win. And you don't pull out until it's done. Right? And that's just, and the military force of the United States of America is such that we could win just about any war in days. Literally days. But we don't. We just, I was just looking at the thing. On a scale, this will give you an example, an idea. The scale of power in the world, military might. The United States is 100. All right. The next one down is China with, I forget what they were, 93 or something like that, right? China's like a 93. America, United States, 100. Then all the way down the list toward the bottom is Iran. They were, I think, a 28. A 28. So you're telling me that speed bump of Iran, we just can't kick that, we can't do it. But that's just, they're tough and they're you know, whatever, all the excuses known to man, every single excuse known to man. Jesus and the devil and, you know, the Democrats and Republicans and the rhinos and Tom Massey and everything. It's just not, we just can't do it, whatever. Dude, they're a 28. We're 100. It's like Mike Tyson fighting Tattoo from Fantasy Island. And we're over there pitter-pattering with them. It's bullshit. It's all smoke and mirrors. It's all highway robbery. It's all to feed the military industrial complex. That's all it is, and I'm sick of it. We pissed off a lot more than just Iran with this bullshit, Josh. Yeah, I think so, dude. Yeah, I think you're right. Killing terrorists is racist according to the UN. Yeah. Well, just being alive is racist according to the UN. Why is everyone so fussy? If Wenjo thinks we're fussy, holy shit, we're going off the rails. A year ago, he said he annihilated Iran, their nuclear capabilities, and has since said he annihilated their military, yet they're shooting down our missiles, planes, and bases in the Middle East. Yeah, he said so. That was a direct quote, Roxanne. He said he annihilated their nuclear capabilities, that they would never be able to have nuclear capabilities ever. And then he attacked them and claimed that 8 months later, and claimed that it was because Iran was trying to get nukes. So, do what you want with that information. Remember the movie Meet the Fockers? I had a t-shirt that said Meet the Fockers, and it was both bushes on it. Oh, okay. Except with a U. Both bushes on it. Yeah, dude. Thomas was a wise man. Yeah. Somebody's got to be messed up to get into politics to begin with. I get PTSD from many civil wars. Ask Trump what happened to the days when the generals and the presidents actually fought in the war. Yeah, DVS, that's what I was trying to get to that. They fought in the war. They led the armies back in the day. Now they just send young, poor men to die, men and women now to die, This weekly Iran bullshit is a grift on gas and oil stock prices. Look closely at the times the stock moves. You'll be getting screwed for stock profits open, and nobody is doing shit about it. Well, I think it was back in 2012. You can look at it. 2012 or 2015. The oil prices per barrel were the same as they are now. But back then, gas was like, $2.39 a gallon or something. So how does that make sense? If oil prices are the same as they were back then, but gas prices are so much higher now, if it's the oil prices that change, that matter so much, it's bullshit, dude. It's all bullshit. Barron ain't going, nor is Don Jr. Yeah, none of them are going. They're not going anywhere near that damn thing. Yeah, if there was a draft, they wouldn't get drafted. Yes, it's a fact that only option Iran has been killing innocent people for 50 years with no punishment. Anyone who says different is a freaking moron. Yeah, they should have had their asses kicked 40 years ago. We should have just went over there and kicked that ass, but we haven't. I'm not on Iran's side. I'm just not on the United States government side either. I'm on the American people's side. Right? There was a it's on a different subject, but I like Metallica. And Metallica had a song, Kill 'Em All. Kill 'Em All. It was a good song. Kill 'Em All. If you haven't heard that song, you might want to check it out. Kill 'Em All. Yeah. Side note, but off topic there. But if I was going to talk about Iran and what you should do over there, I wouldn't be able to because I'm on YouTube, right? So I have to walk a fine line. All right. Here on YouTube, so I don't get canceled and shit. But I do love Metallica. Metallica is one of my favorite bands. So they just need to finish it. You don't build a house and build half the house. You don't do anything half-ass. Our government is the governments, period. They're the only institution anywhere that can fail time and time and time again and then demand to get paid more, raise their prices, and never succeed, never win a war, never do anything right, never clean up the environment, never fix anything that's going on, never. Just screw everything up every single time. And demand more money from the population. It gets old, man. It gets real old real damn quick. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that's always the best is blame the Jews. Yeah. That's always awesome. A nonviolent million-man march on Washington could fix a lot of crap in this country. Yes, it could. Yep. But where are you going to find a million people who aren't NPCs? And then get them all together. The FBI will have your ass rounded up before you could even start. There would have to be a head somewhere, a leader, a focal point, Arnis. And if that was you, your ass would be in a black bag in the back of a black sedan headed toward, I don't know where, probably some swamp in Louisiana or something. Your ass would be vanished. Every U.S. president has been beholden to Israel. Yeah. Yeah, going back as far as I know, they have been. Well, they were, so get samples of the nuclear materials and find out if the mines and shit came from and get real answers. I want to know if Americans sold Iran this shit, so if they commit treason. If so, they committed treason. Yeah, but they're we've got a stack of shit that all of them need to be locked up. Every single one of them. Most of the governors, most of the lieutenant governors, everyone in Washington, every single one in Washington, all of them, Democrats, Republicans, independents, libertarians, lock them all up. Yeah, you're gonna round up and put a couple in the Hooskow that didn't deserve it, but hell, you know, you got to break some eggs. You want to make an omelet. So yeah, we got the Epstein files. We've got that shit with the nuclear materials, the uranium and stuff, and all this other stuff. You know how many times we have been robbed and how many times they have committed treason? They commit treason like we change our underwear. They all need to go. Dog karma, boom! Alice McGee, Homestead Gamer, Educated Gypsy, Irish Whiskey Paranormal, Irish Whiskey Paranormal, Heather Dietrich. All right, those are some pretty damn good handles. Homestead Gamer, Educated Gypsy, Trish, Irish Whiskey Paranormal. Yeah, those are awesome. Thank you, Dog Karma. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Sniz, non-playable character. Yeah, they're NPCs, dude. They just vote the way they're told to vote, the way they're programmed to vote. Then they go to work. They don't ask questions. That's the hallmark of an NPC. They don't ask questions. They defend. They defend the indefensible. You cannot defend these politicians who are robbing us blind, creating wars out of nothing, thin air, killing people by the millions, robbing people by the hundreds of millions. Crooked, thieving bastards. They're indefensible. There is no defense for them. Most of them were going to some island and molesting and possibly even eating children. There's no defense. They're disgusting. And if I wasn't afraid of what I just told Arnis of being, black bagged and put in the back of a black SUV, then I would try to get something together. 1 million people to walk on Washington. But number one, I don't know if there's 1 million people out there. I don't know if I could contact 1 million people. And then if I did contact 1 million people, only about maybe 1% of them would actually get up and walk to Washington with me. So I'd have what, 100,000 people or something? Whatever, 10,000, whatever 1% of 1 million is. And then before I could even get those people rounded up, I'd be black bagged, and I'd be, they'd be feeding me to a gator in Louisiana. John, what's up, John? Dim you. What's going on, Dim you? Rob 100, there he is. NPC funded by lobbyists. Yeah, buddy. Yeah, Rob, nail on the head, dude. Yep. Voting system sucks. In Metal Gear, I couldn't agree more, dude. Record highs. Oh, I don't know who you're referring to, record highs. Mostly agree, but folks who denied the Messiah are no longer the chosen. Shannon, in my opinion, light day. Who's to say that Russia and Ukraine are working together just to get countries to give all their reserve money to weaken the USA? Yeah, that's possible too, light day. Yeah, that's very possible. Who's to say that that's not what's going on, right? Yeah, why aren't we building oil refineries for our oil in this country? Why'd we tear so many of them down? We used to have oil refineries here. Why did we ship? Well, there's only the reason is for profits, right? That's the only reason, to make billions of dollars for the oil industry. It's just profits. Everything boils down to the money. Follow the money, and you'll know why we don't have oil refineries in this country. Why we don't manufacture goods in this country anymore. Why we're making everything in China. It's all for profits. It's going to take a multi-million person march. Voting is evidently not the way out. No. If we do, let's say we decide that Bucky is our man, right? And he's our guy, and he's a common sense. He's got good brains, and he's just down to the bone for the American people. And we're going to vote Bucky president. First thing they're going to do is come up to Bucky and say, "Hey, Bucky, we got a yacht out there just waiting. It got your name on it. Got an airplane. Got these hot chicks here. Whatever you like." What, you like little boys? We got some little boys for you. Got a bank account, got, $300 million in it. We're just going to put that in your name, dude. But we own your ass from now on, right? We own you. And if that doesn't work, if Bucky just turned him down flat, what would happen next? They try to get somehow, some way to get some blackmail on him. Even if they had to frame him, lie, cajole, whatever they could do, they would try to get some blackmail on him. That way they could say, "Hey, check it out, Bucky. We've got some video on you doing some heinous shit." And Bucky would say, "Well, that shit was AI. Now, you made that up with AI. That wasn't me. I've actually got some video proving that I wasn't there." Oh shit, damn. Well, they have to go back to the drawing board, and then Bucky ends up, he goes out fishing and ends up just disappearing, or he has a coronary, or whatever the case may be, but Bucky's bye-bye. So you can't, it's too far gone. You can't elect, you can't use their system to elect and gain power through their system. You can game their system on the edges and get a little money and scoot by and around the edges of the system, but you're not going to be able to go from the inside and come up and take control of the system. That's not going to happen. It's just not going to happen. The only way is to wipe the slate clean and start a new system. Then you'd probably get 100 years or so, a couple generations of good government until it got corrupt and you'd have to do it again. That's just the way, that's the history of the world. We've had to do it over and over again. Jet fuel is running low. It's high sulfur crude that is needed. Trump is the reason I'm broke. Yeah. No, it's the whole system. I personally don't blame Trump. I blame Trump, Biden, Obama, Bush. They've all been doing it the whole damn time. It's every last one of them. But Trump isn't saving me. I know that. Trump isn't the reason I've got a whole bunch of money, because I don't. Trump hasn't changed that. I've just keep getting broker. That was supposed to change. That's my question. Why didn't that change? How come I'm still getting broker under Trump? That's the same thing that's happened when we were under Obama. We got broker. That's not how it's supposed to be when we elected Trump. So it was supposed to be change, and I don't see much change. I just see more of the same. UNC alert. What's up, Bucky? Boom! One for Bucky. What's up? Bucky sent a UNC alert. All right. Thank you, dude. All right. Thank you, Bucky. Long as you can afford beer and smokes, you're good, huh, John? That's the way. That's the way to be, dude. Rent-free and empty heads. Yeah. Yeah. Compared to Europe and a lot of other places, gas in the U.S. has always been really cheap by comparison. Hey, it's supposed to be, because we have our own. It's ours. So yeah, we should get it cheaper. We don't need gas from the Middle East. We don't need oil from the Middle East. We don't need any to be purchasing energy from anyone else. We have enough here. We have oil. We have natural gas. We have coal, all of it. So it's supposed to be more expensive over there. That is the natural order of things. For us to pay equal to these other countries who don't have these, that's insane. That's like you own an apple orchard and you're going and buying apples from Walmart for $5 a pound when you got them falling in your backyard. So what, it just doesn't make sense, okay? Doesn't make sense. We have all of our own energy. We have enough energy, we have enough oil, coal, and all that stuff to produce our own energy and export the surplus and still make money. But that's just not enough money for them. That's not enough profits. Their last good album. Oh, speaking of Metallica, just bought And Justice for All on vinyl. All right. Their last good album, and taking away our rights bit by bit. And diesel is running low also. There's going to be hard times soon. Yeah, I'm afraid so, Credence. Yeah, I'm afraid so. I'm afraid you might be right, dude. I hate to say it, but I'd rather it just all collapse rather than just lurch along and cause everybody decades of pain. Gas was still at 68 cents a gallon in the Middle East when Trump was in presidency the first time. I'll never forget that. Yet our government charges our own people way too much. Yeah, it's robbery. It's robbery. Two doggies. By 2027, I'll be making bank. I hope so. And I'll take it back. I'll say I was wrong. That, well, Trump was the wrecking ball that we hoped he would be. He came from the outside and he fixed things like he said he would. If he does that, I will retract everything I'm saying. I was wrong. I'll be the first to admit it, because I think that is the that is the hallmark, is to be able to hold strong beliefs, but hold them loosely. So when you get new information, you can let them go. So you can update and get smarter. To hold on to something, no matter what evidence you're given, no matter how much sense it makes, the new information, and you just reject everything, no matter what. That's a road to nowhere in my mind. I blame the Marxist judge blocking everything Trump does. Yeah, well, that's part of it. Yeah. And part of it is that he's not trying to do the things that are meaningful, in my opinion. Except the one thing he's trying to do, well, he says he's trying to do anyway, is get our elections fixed. And Congress and Senate and stuff, they just won't do it. All those Republicans in there, they just won't do it. They just refuse. They're not going to do it. They're not going to do it. And Trump is railing at them to do it. Now, it doesn't matter whether Trump wanted to do it or didn't want to do it if it doesn't get done. It doesn't matter for us. If it doesn't get done, it doesn't get done. So this is the thing that I keep coming back to, is that the only thing that's going to that's going to tell is his legacy. What he actually does that sticks, that lasts for years. Because the only thing I've seen that is going to make any kind of impact through the years to come is the doubling of our national debt. And that is just a fact. There is no arguing that. There's no debating that. There's no Trump derangement syndrome to say that in January of 2016, the national debt was 19 trillion. Standing here today, it is almost 40 trillion. That's just a fact. And we're going to feel the pain of that. It hasn't come down yet. The devaluation of that dollar has not been felt yet, but it will. It will. It's coming. T-Baby, what's up? Thank you, T-Baby. Another Uncle UNC alert. All right. Thank you, T-Baby. Oh, yeah. The elections are fixed. Yeah. That's what I still believe they cheated Trump in 2020. Come on. It was obvious. Now, the only thing that's confusing me now is Trump's behavior now. I don't know if he was in on it. Maybe he was in on it somehow. I don't know. And I'm not saying he was. I'm just saying that something's not right. I was 100% that he was cheated. And I still haven't been convinced that he wasn't. But the way he's acting now, I mean, it just doesn't make sense. He's not the same president he was the first time around. Discord is like the group chat here, but it's a separate website. We even have set up for this group. We have one set up for this group. Oh, okay. Somebody asking about Discord, Roz? The Bears bear down. The King of Metal. Where's the King of Metal? I thought he was the King of Freaks. What happened? What happened to Arnis? Did Arnis change his handle again? No, thank you, T-Baby. I appreciate it, man. Those COVID scams are epic. Either way, he got his second term. Yeah, Shannon. Yeah, you're right about that. And that's all that matters, right? That he got it. So it doesn't matter if they cheated or not at this point. The stolen election was just part of the theater. Yeah, I'm leaning that way, Arnis. I'm starting to kind of at least question that at least, you know. Oh yeah, there's no way Biden got more votes than Trump or Obama. No way, dude. Yeah, two doggies. Yeah, yeah, I agree 100%. There was something fishy there. We're feeling the pain. No, not that's an understatement. Something fishy. That was just straight up stunk to high heaven, and we took it as a nation. A nation full of NPCs just took it sitting down. Just took it sitting down. They cheated in our presidential election. We all know it. What'd we do? Did we do a million-man march on Washington? We watched some people get arrested on January 6th. Did shit to help them, did we? We just sat here watching Netflix and chilling and shit, playing Xbox, going to work. That's what NPCs do. So sometimes I have to wonder if I myself are not an NPC. But but then I go with that, and then I look and I say, like I was talking with Arnis, you know, if I were to try to start something, if I were to march on Washington all by myself, all I would do is leave my wife here alone, because they would throw me in jail with the other January 6ers, right? There aren't enough of us. I might as well just go straight to the jail, don't pass go and all that shit, and just go walk right into the jailhouse and tell them I'm guilty of conspiracy to do some shit or whatever, you know? Just save everybody a bunch of time. So, and then if you try to stand up and do something and get people together, enough people together to do something, then you're going to get blackbagged. History books will not be kind to Trump and his corrupt regime. He is an absolute joke here. I feel sorry for the USA. Yeah, I agree with part of that history will not be kind to him. Absolute joke. Where you at, Dimu? You say absolute joke here, like you're not with us over here, and you feel sorry for the USA. I don't know. We just went through Biden. Biden was an absolute joke. So, and that's the thing, right? I think that's part of the game. They gave us Biden, so then we were so we wanted Trump so bad, and then Trump is going to make just a complete mockery of it, an absolute horror show of it with the borrowing, with the debt and the wars, and so everybody's going to vote Democrat now. Not everyone, but enough. They're going to swing Democrat for this next one. And then we're really going to see what pain is like. We need to break the chains like thunder. Boom! All right, RR. You're right. You're absolutely right, dude. How, though? How do we do it? That's a tough one. That's easier said than done. If one of us stood up, let's just say I did. I started talking on here and we started getting together and emailing and coordinating and shit. Number one, I can't do shit. I can't go anywhere. I've got bills to pay. I can't meet y'all in Washington, D.C. I've got bills to pay. I'll be homeless. You know? My family would go hungry. I can't, there's no way. So, it's, you know, it's tough. Everybody's in a tough situation. So what do we do? What do we do? What if we're not NPCs and we want to change everything for the better? You know, they would call everybody, just like they did the January 6ers. They call everybody traitors and insurgents and all this shit, terrorists and all this other stuff. So I don't think there's anything to do about it, really. I just don't think there's anything to be done. We just got to wait and pray for the collapse and form smaller communities that can defend themselves and stay under the radar with your community. Don't do anything stupid. We're not going to be, our Gen X Thinks community is not going to be some kind of loud thing, trying to get attention, selling a bunch of bullshit online or whatever, doing anything illegal or even questionable, having the eye of Sauron pointed at us. We're going to be under the radar. Yeah. History will not be kind to the Democrats. I don't think history is going to be kind to either party, Democrats or Republicans, to be honest. Oh, you're in the UK, Dimu. Okay. We just got rid of Starmer, hopefully for a better leader, not so far up Israel's ass. Yeah. Okay, Dimu. Yeah, I don't think history is going to be kind to any of these fools, to be honest. The more money was spent on January 6th investigation than 9/11 one. Protesting for fair elections is dangerous. Yeah. Isn't the phrase blacklisted big country? Maybe. The next president, if we have one, will be the worst of all time. Well, Trump just said it. He said, I am the last Republican president. He said almost verbatim, I am the last Republican president you will ever have. So if you take him at his word, I don't know, was he prophesying something or what when he said that? Or was he just being full of shit? Or is he just full of shit? Those are your two options, right? Why would he say that? Yeah, Biden was an embarrassment Light Day. Completely an embarrassment. Gen X Jack. Sure, the fall of Rome was similar. Hope we don't have something like the Dark Ages ahead. Yeah. We seriously need a real Gen Xer in the Oval Office. I said what I said. Yeah, we'll never get one. Yeah, we need one, but we'll never get one. That's impossible. That's not going to happen. Trump is not a Republican or a Democrat. He's a dismantler and a freaking goat. Two doggies. Well, I don't know what, but he's hiding the Epstein thing. I mean, you can't deny that. He's covered up the Epstein files, the whole thing. He didn't want it to come out. So after all his people were saying that they were going to bust that shit out, then he got in office and put the kibosh on that stuff. So he's protecting all those people that were taking kids to islands. That's enough for me right there. That's all I need to know. Just that he's protecting them. His billionaire buddies who were taking kids to islands and doing Lord knows what to them. Children. That's all I need to know. That he's protecting those people. And there's really no question that he is. That's not. The question is, was he involved in it? I don't know. I don't make that conjecture. I'm not going to sit here and try to say whether or not Trump was involved in the shit or not. I don't know. But he's hiding it. He's keeping it covered up. So that's enough for me. Just that. That's enough for me. Not to mention the war. After he said he was the peace president, he said that he ends wars. He doesn't start wars, and then he starts a war. All the other stuff. So yeah. I got off that whole thing and he did it to himself. He's convinced me. I haven't gone out and been looking for ways. I voted for Trump 3 times, everyone. Do not get me wrong. I voted for the man 3 times. I would have, if you would have asked me if I was MAGA on the day he took office, I would have said yes. Go back and watch my previous videos. But like I said, when you are presented evidence that challenges your beliefs, you have two options. Hold on to your beliefs in spite of all the glaring evidence opposing it, or get rid of those beliefs and grow and get smarter. And that's the option I was left with by Trump's actions. He could have been the president he was in 2016 through 2020, and I wouldn't be talking this shit today, because we wouldn't be at war. He would have released the Epstein files. So, come on. Trump's doing it to himself. Nobody's. I mean, aside all the frothing at the mouth Democrats who've been trying to get him the whole time, but nobody who voted for him is trying to sabotage him or anything, or turning their back on him. No, he's turning his back on us. So, it's cheaper for me to drive to upstate New York, fill up, and even with the money exchange, it's cheaper. No shit, Credence. Gas is $7 a gallon, $6.99 a gallon in Canada. And you have, oh yeah, Canada is just rich with oil. Canada is just bathing in oil. That's another country that's just destroying their population with greed, with corporate greed. RR. Thank you, RR. Boom. Passionate dialogues. Thank you, buddy. I appreciate it, RR. I really do, man. Thank you so much, man. All right. Biden sat on it more. If Trump was actually in it, you know, the Biden administration would have been all on it. Yeah, that's probably. Unless they're all in it together. Unless there is no Biden administration and Trump administration and Obama administration and Bush administration. Unless they're all on the same team. And they just want us to think they're on opposite teams. That's just a suggestion. That's just a maybe. He's the only one that released anything. What did Biden release? Biden didn't release anything. I didn't say Biden released anything. Biden didn't release shit. Neither did Trump. He didn't. Nobody's gone to jail. Nobody's been punished. We don't know anything. Nothing's happened. Okay, so I'll say this. He didn't release anything of substance. Everything's been blacked out. Anything that matters has been blacked out. He didn't release anything that matters. Nothing. Why? Why not just release it to the public so we can know? And then the FBI can make arrests. Why hasn't the FBI made arrests with the information that they haven't released to the public? Why isn't Bill Gates in cuffs right now? Why isn't Bill Gates in cuffs right now? I want to know. Why isn't he in a cell? Huh? Sleeping next to Bubba. Washing Bubba's socks in the toilet. Why not? Why is Bill Gates walking the free earth, breathing free air? That's what I want to know. All bad, but Trump was the very worst. I don't believe that. Trump is not any worse than any of the other buffoons. Obama was a puppet. And somebody was working his mouth. The banks, Israel, the AIPAC lobbyists, working his mouth with the whatever. Biden the same way. So was Bush. They're all the same. I'm not saying Trump is better than or worse than a Democrat. I don't give a shit. They're all the same. That's all I'm saying. I hate them all. They're all scum. None of you are my enemy. I don't give a shit if you voted for Biden, Trump, if you know, I don't care who you voted for. You're not my enemy. They are. They're my enemy. You have taken nothing from me. Nothing. They have taken it from me. They have robbed me my entire life. And y'all are getting mad at me. While they rob you, you're mad at me because I dare question them while they're robbing you. Hey, why you got your hand in my boy's pocket? Screw you, man. Hold your, TDS. You got TDS. You're mad. You're empty-headed. You got no sense. Leave him alone. No, he's robbing you, dude. He's got, he's no, and get mad at me for call me Trump derangement syndrome, whatever you want. Get mad at me if you're a Republican. Democrats are already mad at me because I can't stand the woke agenda. I can't stand any of that bullshit. I'm just simple common sense, calling foul balls when I see them. Right? Trump's swinging and missing. He's not hitting home runs this time. He hit home runs in 2016, 17, and 18, 19. He was slamming them over the fence. This time, he's like Ronald McDonald up at the plate, swinging a wiffle ball bat. I don't know why. But this is not what I voted for. I didn't vote for more war, higher gas prices. I didn't vote for all this bullshit. I didn't vote to keep the elite hidden behind their redacted files and shit. I voted to have them arrested, like they were talking about doing while he was on the campaign trail. None of that came to be. No lasting immigration laws have been passed. None. Not a one. Trump signed some executive orders that will be unsigned by the Democrat president as soon as he takes office on day one. All of Trump's executive orders will be undone. And Trump knows this. He's not stupid. Everyone should know that. All that shit's going to be undone. So why even waste the time with your weak ass executive orders if you're not going to push Congress and Senate to make long lasting changes? A Democrat's going to take office mark my words. Write it down if you want. I'll be here and you can throw it in my face if I'm wrong. Here's my call, my prediction. A Democrat will take office in 2028. They will open the borders. Rainbow flags will fly. They will undo all of Trump's executive orders. The illegal immigrant population will probably triple in the first 6 months. There will be lines of people at the border, just like there were during the Biden administration. There will be trains of people coming up here from South America. Immigrant caravans is what they were calling them, right? Remember the immigrant caravans? You think those are gone forever? All this shit will be back, and they're going to undo everything Trump's done. Every single thing. Because none of it's permanent. It's all a smoke and magic show. It's all just executive orders that can be erased with a stroke of a pen. His first term, he was churning the water. Now he is catching all the brain dead fish. All of the brain dead fish. Executive bullshit. We really are stupid. John, I also believe in the Constitution, and that's the law of the land. I believe the First and Second Amendments, free speech, and what's needed to protect them. Yeah, John, me too, buddy. And our next civil war in a couple of years is going to be nasty. I don't see that happening, Crabman. I just don't see a civil war happening, not the way that we think of it like a civil war. I just don't think that's going to happen. Later, Patriots, Democrats will never hold the presidency. Rubio will be the next president. All right. Well, we're about to find out in 2 years. And the wars will continue after the 2028 election. Yes, Gen X Jack, I agree with you. The wars will continue, even with the Democrat president. The Democrats right now are all over Trump's ass for this Iran war because he's at war with Iran. When a Democrat takes office in 2028, they will not pull out of the war with Iran. They will not do it. They will be for the war with Iran. And all the NPCs out there will be clapping. And all the NPCs who thought that they hated the war in Iran will now find out that they love the war in Iran because their masters told them so. That's how this goes. That's how this works. Credence Gold. Oh, hey, Credence. Found me on YouTube. All right. Thank you, Credence. Kaboom. All right. He came over from Rumble. All right. Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. You're definitely right about the stroke of a pen, Jesse, because that's what Trump and Biden went back and forth to, and reversing all the presidential orders each time and trying to outdo each other. Yes, Trump undid all Biden shit. Well, most of it. I think there's a couple of them that really mattered that he didn't undo, to be honest. But I can't tell you which ones. I don't remember. I just remember hearing something about it in passing, reading something about it. But yeah, they just undo each other's executive orders back and forth. Nothing lasting for the people, right? It's all just bullshit, smoke and mirrors. Yeah, but the NPCs love it, right? They can rah-rah. Oh, he's undoing Trump's executive orders because Biden's such a great president. And Trump's undoing Biden's executive orders because Trump's such a great president. Yeah, the NPCs just absolutely love it. I did. I loved it. When Trump got into office his first day, oh, I loved it. I was so amazed and happy. And it turned out that, but I kept my morals and my expectations didn't change with Trump. When Trump started veering off the path, I didn't. Why? Because I don't care. Call me a sellout, call me a Trump derangement syndrome, whatever you want to do, whatever you want to call me, because I stayed the course. I'm not going to stay on the Trump bandwagon when it's wrong. Dead wrong. Period. I'm not going to do it. Trump changed the direction of the bandwagon, not me. I still want no war. That's one of his major selling points. I'm the anti-war president. So he got my vote. And I got war. So tell me how I'm wrong. Explain to me how I'm the one that's wrong. When I voted for no war and I got war, how am I'm the bad guy? It doesn't make sense. The NPCs, they don't make sense. All right. Rex Chaoticus. Rex Chaoticus. Thank you, Rex. Dude, thank you, man. I appreciate it. AIPAC is losing influence? Really? I don't believe that the Democrats would carry on the illegal war. The whole world is against the war. Only Israel supports it, obviously. Well, I believe the Democrats of 100%. Yeah, 100% carry on the war. Well, Obama carried on Bush's war. Carried it on for 8 more years. 2 terms. 2 terms. I was there talking to Bucky right there, the Bucky that's in this chat right here. I was there talking to Bucky, and I told Bucky that we should give Obama the chance. Can't do any worse than Bush, I said. Let's give him a chance. We didn't vote, but just in our minds, let's give the guy a chance. We'll see what he does. He might be all right. We don't know yet. Obama swore during one of his campaign speeches that he was bringing all the troops back from Afghanistan. Swore it time and time again during his first campaign. What did he do his first month in office? Sent 30,000 more troops over there. So yeah, the Democrats are going to perpetuate that war. I believe that with all of my heart and soul. That's exactly what they will do. They will send more troops over there. They will send more Americans over there into the meat grinder. Just like Obama did. Now, they will talk about it running up into the election in their campaign speeches. They will talk cash shit about ending the war in Iran. You bet your ass they will. Because that's what they do. They talk cash shit. Just like Trump did this time. He said, y'all will remember it, Trump said that if we elected him, he would end the war in Ukraine before he even swore in, before he even got sworn in. He said that. I voted for him. The Ukraine war is still going on 2.5 years later. So tell me if they don't talk shit on that campaign trail. Obama did it. Trump did it. They all do it. They're garbage, filthy, lying sacks of shit. Every last one of them. Even the ones that I vote for. Is this all we're going to do is talk about top politics? Nah, we can change the subject, but we don't have much time left. Yeah. Now, sometimes we go off on politics. Sometimes we go off on nostalgia. All politicians lie. Jingle, yeah. What's up, Jingle? Yeah, you're right. Absolutely. He was going to put Hillary behind bars, but they were members of the same club. Yeah, yeah. The old lady says you swear in every morning. Yeah, that's the number one requirement. Yeah, RR, talking shit. So, yeah, we'll shut up about it once we get a community built. We're all going to starve if you're too busy gossiping about politician puppets to plant beans and shit. Yeah. Well, we gotta, it needs to be said once in a while, or people are just going to be, you want people to think, you want people you need to say facts and present truth so that people start thinking for themselves. Or we're going to just keep multiplying NPCs. Keep the flags of discontent flying. Yeah. RR, thank you, RR. I appreciate it, buddy. I support a few. You agree that all of them lie and support a few who are not bought by the endless lobbies. Well, if there is actually some, I thought Thomas Massey was like the only one that wasn't taking money from AIPAC. We need to start. Oh, we've already picked the state, Light Day, Kentucky. We're going to Kentucky. Hopefully in this spring. Next spring. American is an American patriot who loves flags and barbecues and Ram trucks, Christopher. Yeah. Yeah. You're about right. Pretty damn close. You forgot guns. The prospect of multiplying NPCs frightens me to my core. Tough sentence, yeah. TDS stops people from from thinking for themselves. Call you American, Wenjo? Yeah. Politics affects all our lives. Educating yourselves about first your countries and then the world politics is a duty to yourselves. Dim you. Eastern Kentucky is looking nice. Inexpensive land, and we can go out to the mountains when it gets hot. Yeah. Yeah, I'm liking Eastern Kentucky. Yeah, Eastern. We haven't picked an exact place yet, but Eastern Kentucky. A red Ram. Ram trucks are Dodge, trucks are Ram tough. Remember that? HDD affects people's ability to think for themselves. Handsome deficit disorder. Oh, all right. With your eyes closed. Yeah, it's just hard. I know how hard it is. I've just went through it. It is very difficult to let go of your side, the side you choose or whatever, right? But I just couldn't I couldn't follow this war and all this other shit that's going on. I can't agree with it. Started out with the renaming the Gulf of Mexico. Just a total waste, and it was stupid. And I was like, all right, it's just Trump being Trump, but that's just ridiculous to me. It's been Gulf of Mexico my whole life. But it's stupid, but whatever, whatever. It's just Trump being Trump, right? Whatever. And then, but it just kept monumentally compounding upon itself with the Epstein files. Trump got on there before they ever released it and redacted it all, and he was like, no, you guys don't want to hear about that, let's quit talking about that, and he kept trying to push it off. And I was like, what? I thought you were going to release them, we're going to put people in jail and stuff. What happened? Now just no, we got more important than that. And we bomb Iran out of the blue because they were going to get nukes. And then 8 months after that, we go to war with Iran because they didn't learn enough from that bombing, I guess, and they're trying to get nukes again. They're just some dumb sons of bitches over there. So they're trying to get nukes again after we just bombed them. And they're still going to do it. Well, we got to go teach them a lesson and just go to war with them bitches. None of it makes sense. So it comes down to picking lesser of two evils. Yeah, but either way, you're picking an evil. I forget who said that. Somebody said that here in the chat, Rob, but you're still picking evil. No, can't get away from that. All right, everybody. So we got 7 minutes left. So let's get ready for our giveaway. The cup, the mug, the Gen X Think mug, exactly like this. You get one exactly like mine. Shit, if you want it, I'll send you this one. I won't even wash it. I just send it to you with tea stains on it. So let me go over the rules again. It's pinned right there in the comments. It's pinned right there. I pinned it. That is the link to genxthinks.com, which has the list of rules. Basically, the rules are you got to be 18. The first one to comment with the correct answer wins, and the first one to comment that pops up on my end, on my computer, because of latency and stuff, you might see something different. The order might be different on your phone or your whatever you're on. The only one that counts is the first one on my computer. Okay. What else? Oh, if you don't want, I'm not going to use your address for anything except sending you your cup. That's all I want to do. I don't want to use your address for anything else. But if you're afraid of that, if you're afraid of giving your address out to somebody over the internet that you don't know, then don't answer the damn question. Don't answer the damn question and then tell me you don't want, you don't want to give me your address. Well, you shouldn't answer the damn question in the first place. Should have let somebody else win. All right? So, don't do that. And if you do answer correctly, please send me your address right away so I can get your damn cup in the mail right away. All right? You got 48 hours, I think, technically within the rules of the game or whatever, to send me the email address. But please send it right away within the hour after the show so I can get it in the mail tomorrow morning. All right? Can I get one the size of a Mass 1 liter beer mug? I don't know if they make them. I'll have to look. All right. So, is everybody ready? I'm about to ask the question again. The first one to answer the question correctly gets a mug. All right. And if you've already won, then you can't win again because we got to spread it around. I can't have Wirehead winning all the damn prizes because he's got the fastest internet connection. All right. So, is everybody ready? I'm going to give you all a second here. 3, 2, 1 for any latency issues or anything. All right. I'm about to read the question. Show the email address. All right. There you go. So if you win, you want to email me at this address. All right. All right. 3, 2, 1. All right. I'm going to read the question. All right. What 1989 Tim Burton film features Michael Keaton, Kim Basinger, and Jack Nicholson and tells the story of an orphan's accidental discovery of his parents' killer? Name that movie. All right. No answer yet. Batman, Tank Ferret. All right, Tank. Tank nailed it right out of the gate. Tank Ferret. All right, Tank. You've already emailed me, Tank. So yeah, just send me your address, buddy. I'll ship your mug out right away. And we can drink coffee in the morning together. Or tea in the evening. Whatever your poison is. You might have whiskey in yours. Hell, I don't know, Tank. Congratulations again, Grandpa Tank. We ain't forgot about your grandpahood. Your grandpa-ness. All right, everybody give Tank a big hand. He won. And again, Tank, make sure you email me your address and I'll get that right out to you, buddy. All right. So, let's, in wrapping this up, Tank is the winner of the illustrious Gen X Thinks mug. All right. And so he doesn't need this email. He already has my email. I'll say goodbye to Dead, Christopher, Arnis, Gordo, Shannon, Light Day, Tank, Ads Factor, Winjo, John, Roxanne, T-Baby. Who else? Rex Chaoticus, Arnis, King of Freaks, Sleepy Daisy, Dog Karma, Oliver Rust, Wayne Beatty, Rob 100, DVS. What's up, DVS? Goodbye, buddy. Raziel, my partner in crime. Dimu, RR, Wenjo. Did I say Light Day already? Did I say goodbye to the twins? Gordo, OG Tango. Gordo's another Canuck. Gen X Jack was here. Thank you, Gen X Jack. Bucky. Thank you, Buck. I appreciate it, man. Felix, the cat. Awesomeness. Thank you, Felix. Artiste was here. Crabman was here for a little bit. Jeff 7. All right. And over there, Credence Gold over there on Rumble. And thanks again, Credence, for your support. Over here on, let's see, what was your handle over here? No, that was, there he is. Is that the one? Yeah. Christian Delorme. Delorme? Something like that. All right. So, congratulations again, Tank. It couldn't have happened to a better guy. Glad to see you win, buddy. Let's see. Now, we've got to give the spiel away to somebody. Who can we pick? Let's see. Somebody who hasn't had the spiel dedicated to them in a while. R's had it recently. Yeah. Let's see. Has Raziel had the spiel in a while? I don't see Roz on my list. All right, looks like I think we got to give it to Roz. I think we got to dedicate the spiel to the Rozmeister, huh? All right, Raziel Appollyon. Thank you so much, man. Roz, your support goes above and beyond, man. You do all of that stuff, that cool stuff with Discord that I boomered out on. How I didn't even realize that, you know, I was making entire different servers and I thought they were just rooms and shit. I had no idea what I was doing. You went in there and cleaned it up and spent your time making Discord awesome place it is right now. So thank you so much, dude. You support the channel in more ways than just financially, with your time. Of course, you support the channel financially as well with your membership and with your, you know, the super chats and stuff, dude. That's just amazing. I can't thank you enough for that. But your time, for those of you who don't know, Roz is responsible for the shorts. He spends his time cutting those shorts out and posting them like that, and he's doing such a good job. So I just wanted to let everybody know, if you run across one of the shorts, say thank you to Roz on there if you would. He deserves it. He's putting a lot of time and effort into them, and he's doing it just for Gen X Thinks. He's not getting paid for it or anything. He's just doing it to support the channel and to support y'all in our community, mainly for our community. So, you know, Roz deserves a big thank you from all of us, but especially me. So thank you so much, Roz. All right. Really means the world to me, man. I know I don't get a chance to say it as much as I could with my hectic ass schedule, but I just want to say thank you, Roz. You're just awesome, dude. And I don't know what this whole thing would be like without Roz. I mean, honestly, the whole Discord thing, and Shannon gets a lot of the credit for Discord because the original idea was Shannon's, but Roz has made it what it is, right? And Roz has made all of those shorts that have been posted recently. That has been Roz, and he's just donated his time to furthering our community and our efforts, and to make Gen X Thinks a better place to hang out. So thank you, Roz. I really do appreciate it. Let's see. Roz is just a little sprout of a guy, just a youngster, not little as in physically, but little as in age, you know, like your little brother. He's only 47. Holy shit. Just a little tyke, you know, just a sprout. So I got to pick a year that he would actually old enough to remember. So let's go with 1997, right? 1997. You got to remember 97, right, Roz? You were alive by then, weren't you? 1997. Let's see, how old was I then? 26. That was about the time, yeah, that was right around the time that I started coming into my own, just started to grow mentally and emotionally and spiritually, and I started to realize just how wrong I was. So 97 was a really, really fundamentally critical year for me. 97. I really started my waking up process, which I have not anywhere near completed now, but I started my growing and awakening process in around then, 97, 98, right around then, and it served me well. So I hope you had a good 97 too, Roz. I hope it was a wonderful year for you, and I hope 2027 is even better. We'll be in Kentucky, kicking ass and taking names, right, Roz? Huh? Growing some beans and shit. A couple old bastards out there growing beans. Yeah. All right, everybody. Well, thank you so much. This really means a lot, and thank you for hanging out with me. Congratulations again. Who was it? Tank won. Tank, congratulations again, Tank. All right, everybody. As always, stay frosty, Gen X, and I'll see you on the next one. Damn, I thought that guy would never shut up. If you enjoyed this episode, please like, subscribe, and comment. If you'd like to support the channel by becoming a member, I'll put that link down in the description, or you can head over to the channel page and become a member that way. If you'd like to support the channel directly, you can do so by clicking on that super thanks button down there, or you can head over to Buy Me a Coffee and buy me a cup of coffee. I appreciate those of you who do that, and I'll leave that link down in the description as well. If you're interested in Gen X gear, we got some pretty cool stuff over there. Redbubble, Gen X Thinks, and Gen X branded stuff, t-shirts, coffee mugs, stickers, all kinds of cool stuff. That's where I got my Thundar the Barbarian t-shirt. But I'll put that link down in the description too. If you can't or don't want to support the channel in any of those ways, you can always do so by sharing these videos on your social media. That helps out one hell of a lot, so thank you very much those of you who do that. Also, we have the Discord channel now, so if you want to continue the discussion over there on Discord, I'll put that link down in the description as well. And I want to say a big thank you to all of you who support Gen X Thinks with your time or your money. It's all appreciated. I value your time just as much as I do anything else, so thank you, and from the bottom of my heart, thank you.